Today, we are touring a $6 million home. Where is it, you ask? Right beneath me. I've lived in Vegas for 30 years and I've sold real estate for 20 years, and I can tell you, I've never seen anything like this before. So come on, let's go on this tour. To your left right here, this is the entrance to the main house, which we won't be going in. But over here, this is how we get to the underground bunker, so follow along. This place has been used for weddings, events, but when you come into this side, you have two options. We have an elevator and you can actually take the stairs. So right now we're gonna take the elevator because this is pretty cool. Everything about this house is just a little different. So when we come in, this whole house had murals painted everywhere. So keep an eye on this mural here as we go down. So as we go down this elevator, you're gonna see this mural change. It's the most excruciatingly slow elevator you've ever seen. So it goes down slow so you can appreciate these murals, but then it goes up like 5 times faster. Now, to give you some background on this house was built by a man named Jerry Henderson and his wife Mary. Now, Jerry, definitely an eccentric man. He commissioned this house in 1973 to be built. It took 5 years and was completed in 1978, and he spent $10 million. $10 million. What's crazy is this was the second bunker home he built. He built a 45,000 square foot home in Colorado, whereas this one's only 15,000 square feet. And this was the house that they actually lived in and occupied until Jerry's death, which was in 1983. So here we are in the foyer, if you will. I don't know, this is the front yard? Well, let's just say it's the front yard. So before we actually go inside the house, we're gonna walk around the perimeter, which is the outside. So follow me as we go along. So this right here is gonna be the front door to the house. And as we move along, you're gonna see these amazing murals. Now, these murals was commissioned by a woman who actually lived in the Casita. It took her 3 years to paint all the murals in this entire exterior. Now, what's crazy is these murals actually will fluoresce at night. Now, back in the 70s, there was no such thing as fluorescent paint. So instead, what they did was they crushed up fluorescent lights and used the filament dust to hand paint every illuminated aspect of this mural. This mural right here as we come in, this mural is actually of Jerry and Mary's home in the Hollywood Hills. So you can see the homes here, and at night this area completely illuminates and looks just like you're in Los Angeles checking out all the beautiful starry nights. Now, one thing that's cool, all the trees you're gonna see, these trees are actually hiding. These are just veneers. All of these trees actually hide the posts that are the supporting beams for this underground bunker. Now, another thing, this underground bunker is 15,000 square feet. It's 6,000 square feet in the main house, and then I believe it's 800 square feet in the Casita. Now, we're 26 feet below. So one of the cool things is that it remains kind of cool no matter what the temperature is above ground, and there's 9 air conditioning units. Supposedly the bill is about $1,500 a month right now, but it's very nice and comfortable in here. So again, we have the mural from the Hollywood Hills. We got our lovely trees. Now Mary, she loved magnolia trees, so this one is for Mary. You got a little weird area over here. We can jump in. I can't tell you what this is for, but I guess it's a nice seating area. There's some lights here. I think we could put an umbrella. I don't know, we could do something cool. This mural over here, this mural is of New Zealand. They own thousands of acres in New Zealand. So again, when they commissioned this wall, this basically shows off all the properties that they owned around the world. Another fun fact, Jerry, he was on the board of directors for Avon, part of where he made his money, but he also was a pilot. He owned a 707 and he had a pilot license. Supposedly the Wright brothers signed off on his pilot license. So a lot of this, that's how the guy rolled, that's how he traveled. Now we're coming around the back side of the house. Again, we got a lovely post with a pine tree. This is the illumination. Above and below, there's banks of fluorescent tube lights, so it can replicate different times of day. You can have daylight, which is what we have right now, nighttime, so it fluoresces, and then you have red lights to kind of simulate a sunset. Pretty neat. This is the outside of what was Jerry's bedroom. So this is what he looked out into. Later we're gonna go inside the house, but this was Jerry's view from his bedroom. So again, a beautiful mural. I don't know if this was like where you grew up in childhood. I don't know, you got me. We have a beautiful fountain here. Well, I guess it's subjective on beautiful, but we have a fountain here. It's non-operational right now. However, if you're into fountains, now you have a fountain in your side backyard. There you go. Over here, this is the Casita. Like I was telling you earlier, this is the 800 square foot Casita, which we'll see later after we go inside the actual house. Again, they do weddings and events here, so I guess you could kiss your bride right here and have a little love. This is cool. So, hey, is this your backyard, your underyard? I don't know. So over here, for entertaining, for grilling, and this is funny, man. So this right here is your barbecue grill area. It's pure vintage. I mean, this is straight out of 1978. Now over here, this is cool. Over here, obviously we have a pool. It's a 6-foot deep pool, which in Vegas is pretty much normal. But as we come up the stairs here, this is a cold plunge pool. So I guess if you want to be awoke first thing in the morning, you can jump in here. For me, this would be awesome after a workout. Recondition the body, help the healing. And then when we come up here, this is just your normal hot tub. So this is pretty cool, but again, your normal hot tub. If you're so inclined, you can get a little crazy and jump and dive off into the pool, but I don't know how far you're gonna get with 6 feet of depth. Now, one of the things that is awesome over here, this carpet is actually textured and painted to simulate grass because it's your under backyard, right? So this is actually supposed to look like grass, and these holes right here, these holes actually simulate a putting green. So if you take this off, here's your balls, you got your putting green, you can work on your short game, kind of neat. And look, it wouldn't be Vegas, unless you had a stripper pole. So here's your stripper pole. I'm not gonna do a dance for you. It's not gonna happen. But someone else could, and there's 2 of them. So you can really get down and have a party. Now again, this was built to be a bunker. Jerry had, I guess issues during the Cold War, and he thought it was important to have these underground bunkers. So he built his 45,000 square foot bunker. Then he built this 15,000 square foot bunker. The irony though is there's 9 air conditioning units, 2 ventilation systems, but the house is still on the grid for Las Vegas, and it requires the surface air to be used for the HVAC. So if there was a nuclear reaction, if there was a bomb, you'd be screwed either way because you're still relying on the contaminated air and you wouldn't have any power because you're on the grid. I don't know, Jerry, explain that one to me. But what's neat is when you come down this way, an underground bunker wouldn't be cool unless you had escape routes. So down in this cave over here, this actually is the escape route to get to the surface. So if there was a breach of some kind and people were coming down the elevator or the stairs, you can head for the hills. Let's back up and finish the outside. This mural over here is of Jerry's ranch in Colorado. So the 45,000 square foot bunker we were talking about earlier, this is the mural depicting his ranch area. And I'm guessing this right here was some of his family. Definitely rocking some 70s clothes, so we're gonna run with that. Got a disco ball. I mean, it's 70s, gotta have a disco ball. You got a parquet dance floor. Again, dude, get your boogie on. All right, now I told you before, there's stuff in this house that you've never seen. Yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you about this. So this right here is a cryo chamber. Now, a little bit morbid, well, a lot morbid, but this actually can hold 5 heads and 4 bodies. So if you're into Ted Williams, if you want to live forever and you believe in technology, they can cryo freeze your heads, they can cryo freeze your body, depends how far you want to go, and you can basically fit 5 heads and 4 bodies inside of this. Now the caretaker has told me there is currently no bodies in there. I'm just gonna run with that. Let's just pretend there's no bodies in there and keep it moving. And then this brings us right back to where we started at the entrance in the front of the house. So right now that we're done with the outside of the home, let's go start on the inside of the home. All right, let's step inside this lovely 78 home. Okay, now when we come in, I absolutely love this. This is so 1970s. So you have your beams, you have your 1970s style furniture. I love this. It's a little bit dark, but hey, what can you do? So as we walk around here, it's a menagerie of 70s furniture, some 80s furniture. I don't think they had these cheetah heel loungers or whatever you want to call these chairs back then. But all right. Again, more furniture, lovely window treatments, and then we come over to this area. So over here, we have a formal seating area, which I don't know why you have another formal seating area, but that was big back then, right? Now it gets a little bit more fun. So over here, they obviously updated the flooring because this is tile floor to replicate wood. They didn't have this back in the 70s, but a lot of things in this home had to be updated for obvious reasons. Now here's a fun fact. Jerry was 5'4" and his wife Mary was only 4'11". So a lot of things in this house are like munchkin size. Yoda would just rock on here. So as you can see, here we have the poker table. Yeah, it doesn't even hit my groin. I mean, little short. More fun, we come over to the bar. Now over at the bar area, once again, we have a very short bar for very short people. All right, now one of the coolest parts of this house, this is so cool, I love this. This is Mary's kitchen. You can tell Mary loved pink because this is just something else. If you haven't seen the Imagine Dragons video they shot here, watch it. I'll put a link to the in the description below because this was so funny, so awesome. Dan Reynolds, rock on, man, you did a great job. So now when we come into this kitchen, some stuff has been updated, but everything else vintage is just awesome. So we have an updated electric cooktop, but when you look up here, it's an original 1978 Thermador exhaust fan. I just love some of this vintage stuff. It's pretty cool. So now when we come down, you've got a 30-inch double oven, a little old school. They put in a new microwave, who cares? But this is where it gets cool. So this thing right here, this built-in countertop food processor, it still works. This thing is awesome. And if you come down here, these are the bowls that work for this countertop food processor. Pretty cool. Put this thing back. Now, they must have loved toast. They must have loved toast. Because this is awesome. I need to bring this back. Waffles would never be the same. A built-in toaster oven. And what's even better is there's another one. They love toast. Then over here, really cool, we have another built-in Thermador can opener. That's definitely something you have never seen before. I've never seen it, but there you go. Down here, some people love trash compactors. I never got the allure, but this is awesome. A 1978 KitchenAid trash compactor. Still works. Still cool. The rest of the kitchen's been a little bit updated. You can look out your kitchen window and see your farm, wherever this farm may be. Pretty cool. All right, so this is the majority of Mary's kitchen. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to this part. As we come over here, we have our secondary toaster oven. Again, I don't know, these people love toast. And then, you know, not so disco, but you've got a 1990 looking built-in CD player. I mean, we normally rip these out of every house. Tons of houses still today are rocking these existing systems. Terrible. All right, so let's back around and come down this way. Now, this is the formal dining room, and there's a really cool feature in here. You're probably not gonna be able to tell, but this room is like soundproof. These curtains, so these curtains right here, and even the walls, we'll look over this way. These walls are actually made out of silk, and there's a tremendous amount of padding behind it. So, I mean, it's whisper quiet in here. If we were to close everything in, it's literally like a soundproof booth. You could record in here. It's like a recording studio. One other thing we didn't show is when we came into this bar area, a little strange for a pool room. There's almost enough room, but again, tiny pool table for tiny people. But if you really want to get down, you can rock on, play some pool here. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the bedroom dwelling area and the other wing of this house. So as we come along, you know, we got our nice deep pile carpet. This right here is the guest, you know, bathroom for anyone that's here. It's like a nightmare in here. I don't know if you can tell yet, but this wallpaper goes up to the ceiling and it's almost psychedelic. It's pretty trippy. It's like a bad acid trip, but definitely 1970s cool. Lovely mirrored wall on this side, and then in here, kind of cool. So right in here, Hugh Hefner had his movie theater, Jerry had his media room. So in here, this was where they had VHS tapes, they had a projector, 8mm film. This was where they watched movies and hung out. Since then, they've updated it, so now you actually have a normal 65-inch television, etc., etc. But this was the original media room. All right, now as we come down this hallway, leads to the 2 bedrooms. This entire house only has 2 bedrooms. So first, we're gonna go into Jerry's bedroom. So when we come into Jerry's bedroom, it's exceptionally dark. There's not much lighting. There's no recessed lights in the house anywhere, while there's tons outside. Really morbid, but this is the bed that Jerry died in. So a little creepy, a little weird, don't know what to say. But that's the bed he died in. And my view from this perspective, this was the view that I was telling you about earlier that Jerry had from his bed. So Jerry could walk out in the morning, look at his farm, have his fountain going. That's how Jerry rolled, apparently. All right, now let's check out Jerry's bathroom. So as we come into Jerry's bathroom, you have lovely cultured marble, straight out of the 70s. Sadly, I grew up with this. So yeah, brings back some not so fond memories. Now this is crazy. So first, if you're on the toilet, you can get a view. How lovely is that? Again, your neighbors aren't looking at you, so you're fine. Now if you come over here, I can't say I've ever seen this one before. Seen some weird Vegas stuff. In Jerry's bathtub, there is this mural, and this mural is of Dorothy Stratton. If you don't know who she is, look it up. She was a 1980 Playmate. I don't know if she was of the year, but she was a Playmate, and then she was murdered right after the cover came out. I think she was murdered in August of 1980. So 2 years after this house was built, Dorothy Stratton, who's on this mural, was murdered. Very, very weird, but hey, like I said, there's so much going on in this house, doesn't surprise me. Now we're gonna leave Jerry's quarters, and I don't know, man, maybe they rolled like 1950 style in the 70s, but they had separate bedrooms, separate dwelling. Maybe it's because he had a mural of a Playmate in his bathroom. That's how Jerry got kicked out of the bedroom. Now again, we know Mary loves pink, so once again, we have silk wallpaper, but this time instead of yellow, it's pink. Also makes the room nice and quiet. Again, for Mary, I dig the way Mary rolls, I really do. Mary can walk out of bed, stretch, and you're at the pool. I would take Mary's room. Coming down here, the original carpet had to be removed, so now we have marble floors. So this right here was Mary's closet. Apparently Mary did not have a lot of clothing because it's not the biggest closet considering you got 15,000 square feet. But you know, kind of cute. She has her little makeup vanity here, and like I said, it's relatively small considering the size we have. But as we go, again, we have the pink silk wallpaper. Now coming in here, again, lovely cultured marble. Gotta love that. And then this is hilarious. Right here, this is Mary's bathtub. This thing is so small. I'm 6'1". Mary was only 4'11". Her husband, again, was 5'4". I don't know, maybe Jerry could even rock it in there, but this is literally made for someone who's not 5 feet tall. This bathtub is minute, to say the very least. But I definitely dig the Scarface, Roman pillars. It's something. And then you gotta love 70s disco. How's that? Back illuminated fluorescent lights back here. Amazing. This they actually saved. This was the original pink carpet that extended all throughout the bathroom quarters. Again, it was damaged, but as an ode to it, they kept this here. We're done with the main living quarters, but when we rock out of Mary's bedroom, now we can actually come over to the Casita. So first, we're gonna walk in through the main area of the Casita, and we have our lovely marriage area. Now, This area a lot of times is used for brides. They'll spend the night here, getting ready, what have you. This has been modernized a little bit, and this was actually the living quarters for the woman who painted all the murals. She stayed here for 3 years. So as you can see, it's a little bit more updated. On this wall, we have an up-to-date television. They even have cable TV now, so that's kind of cool. Finally, last but not least, when we come in here, this is the kitchen area. Kind of weird, you got carpet. You got a little bar area, but then over here, this is pretty neat. Again, sorry, it is dark in here. There's no recessed lighting, just one little lamp. But over here, we have an original 1978 little kitchenette. So you have your little ovens, your hot area, you have a refrigerator right here, and a little trash compactor, and that completes your little casita. How could I forget this? Before we finish the video, how could I forget the best part? Okay. Here's the Casita bathroom. Okay, you have this crazy string lights, very 70s, cool. But come on now, this wouldn't be this house without this part. So Elvis died in 1977 on the toilet. This house was built in 1978, so what is more apropos than having a mural of Elvis right over the toilet? Doesn't get much better than that. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this home tour. I had an amazing time, I hope you did. But first, I want to hear from you in the comments section below. What was your favorite part? Was it Elvis over the toilet? Was it Mary's kitchen? You tell me. In the meantime, if you're looking to buy or sell luxury real estate here in Las Vegas, please contact me directly. My information will be in the description area below. Beyond that, please be sure to subscribe because we have so many more amazing Las Vegas luxury homes being filmed right now and coming to you soon. In the meantime, Bryan Lebo here signing off. Thank you for watching Baller Homes.